Hey golfers, welcome to another episode of the Zero Spin Axis Golf Swing. And we've been talking a lot about transition and what the arms have to do and what the wrists do in transition. But also, let's not forget about what the body does. And some of this, we really don't have to think about it a lot, which has always been the premise of the ABCs of the golf swing, which is more of a motor control approach strategy in how humans move. So if I'm going to go pick up one to move the launch monitor, my intent of what I'm going to do really drives my neural motor pattern, and I don't have to think about specific muscles or limb segments in order to move that, in order to achieve my goal. So, there's going to be a shift in the weight, there's going to be a step in the leg, there's going to be a reach. All that happens synergistically, so we don't have to overthink about it. Because why? If I go, okay, I got to lift up my leg, okay, well, I got to shift forward, then it's not very smooth. So the more you think about things, it can also slow down your golf swing. It can inhibit a smooth golf swing. So we don't want to overthink about it. And that's really what we want to talk about today, is how the body kind of works within that motor control strategy, and how we really don't have to think about it. Now, if I'm going to throw a club without even thinking about it, I take a stride and throw it. Well, if you've never thrown a ball before, that pattern doesn't exist. That motor pattern doesn't exist in you. And yes, you're going to have to now train yourself to, once you get up to the top of the backswing, to really start working the lower body and then upper body, arms, and all that in coordination in that pure kinematic sequence. But if you've already developed this throwing motor pattern, which is an overhand, and the golf swing is an underhand throwing motor pattern, guess what? You don't have to think too much about what the body's got to do unless you're in a bad habit and you're trying to fix a bad habit. So, we don't even think about it. Once you learn how to throw, we let it go. Same thing should happen in the golf swing. Now, what I want to talk about also is how your backswing, and based on where your rotation is, then kind of determines what your body has to do on the way down. So if you have, let's go through kind of and it's really just degrees of movement. So am I moving how much lateral to the right? Then I have to get back to my lead side. If I'm more centered, okay, there's less movement to my lead side. What if I stay stacked on my lead side? Well, guess what? I don't have to do anything. But really all that is, well, geez, if I move to my trail side, I got to get to my lead side. If I stay centered, got to get to my lead side. Stay lead, it's already there. The goal is, and the purpose of the body is really to establish a post so we can work off of for this lower body. Okay, golfers, want to drop a little golf science on you. Dr. Ferdinand's from Australia did some great research and looked at limb segment contribution to clubhead speed. And yes, in the first 10% of the downswing, the body is moving more than the club, but it's really to reposition itself, recenter itself, and get ready to post up. After that, the contribution of the body, of the lower body especially, to the golf club is that 10-15%. So again, the arms and upper torso is what is creating the speed in your golf swing. And you can see here in other research that he's done that the body primarily reacts as a reactive support, not as a power generator. So this is mathematical quantification, okay, a little redundancy there, of what really happens in the golf swing. So instead of trying to accelerate those hips through impact, let's get the hands, arms, lower and upper torso, getting through the shot, getting that chest through, which will help stabilize the club, keep the club face square to its functional swing plane, and hit a lot better shots. We need this post, that throwing motion, that planting foot, so then this way everything else can work into the downswing. That is the role of the pelvis, and that is the role of weight shifting, okay? It is not to generate speed in the golf swing. The hips do not generate power in the golf swing. They set us up for success. Now, if they move in the wrong direction, yeah, club goes over the top. That's not good. That's not the proper mechanics we want. But again, if I'm throwing a ball, I'm trying to throw it as far as possible, I'm not going to spin backwards. It's going to be a plant and then throw. It is going to be a plant and throw. I need this to post up. So depending if you're more a few inches to the right or trail side, you just have to post back up. So the role of the body becomes really simple. And you know, if you don't quite have a feel for it, there's a lot of simple drills. You know, and it's really just as simple as getting up to the top and say, okay, I'm going to throw this club underhand. And that in itself is just a very simple motion that you can go ahead and get a feel. Now, if all of a sudden I get up to the top and I'm now starting to really torque this and trying to accelerate this and over-accelerate this, well, this thing is wobbling all over the place. And then that gets into poor transition. Okay? We don't want to see a lot of wobbling here. Imagine being in a car, accelerating, and the car shaking. Not a good experience. We want a nice, smooth acceleration. We want that nice, smooth acceleration there. But while this is accelerating, this has to post up. That is the critical thing with the body, and I don't think we have to overthink about it. So stay tuned for more videos on how to improve your golf swing and how we can simplify your thinking so you can play better golf. Thanks for watching.